There's a well, you hear a lot of these parodies. It's like, what about a maximally great pizza? Like,
Right.
wouldn't that have to exist in all possible worlds? Here's one that I want to bring to the table because I like Star Wars. So let's try to imagine like a maximally what's the greatest conceivable Darth Vader? Like, wouldn't he have to exist in all possible worlds?
Right. Well, I would want to say if there was a greatest possible Darth Vader, then maybe yes. Um, but I'm not inclined to think that there has to be one of those things. There was a monk named Gaunilo who responded to Anselm when the ontological argument was first formulated, and he wanted to think of a greatest conceivable island, and why doesn't that exist? And I think that there are interesting puzzles that need to be thought through here, and it gets really complex. But it's not just the issue of necessary existence with respect to Darth Vader or islands or whatever. We also need to think through self-existence. I mean, I don't think that God is caused to exist. I think God is sort of a brute fact that exists of necessity, and I don't think it's right to say that God causes himself to exist or things like that. And I know there are philosophers who are a lot smarter than me who do think that's the right way to talk about it. But there's something different with respect to Darth Vader or an island and God, because part of what we're talking about when we're talking about God is the source of all being, the origin of every non-divine thing. And when we talk about the greatest possible being, and that kind of leads us to think about God, unless you think that Darth Vader would also have all of the properties that God would have, then there's going to be a relevant disanalogy. And I don't think that Darth Vader, at least as construed in the Star Wars films, is an omnibenevolent person. So I don't think he's going to meet the bill of what we're really talking about when we want to bring our perfect being theology together into play with ontological arguments.